After betrayal, power can look like darkness, but not everything that feels strong is healing.
Let me say something that might make you just a wee bit uncomfortable, but if you're healing, discomfort is usually the doorway. See, a lot of survivors don't want peace anymore. They want power. Not peace, not softness, not compassion. They want power. And you know what? I understand why. Because you were kind and it actually cost you. You were empathetic and it was exploited. You tried to understand and you were destroyed for it. So when someone comes along and says there's something called a dark empath, someone who keeps empathy but knows how to hurt back, that sounds like salvation. That sounds like evolution. That sounds like I won't be weak again. Listen to me closely. That desire is not evil. It is the cry of a nervous system that learned being good was not safe. So your mind, it switches it all around and says, then I'll be dangerous. But here's the first truth that you need to hear. Pain does not turn into wisdom just because you weaponize it. A dark empath is not a healed empath. A dark empath is a wounded empath who learned to aim the wound outward. And you know what? The culture praises it. They call it, that's emotional intelligence. What? That's strategic detachment. That is controlled cruelty. It is actually justified manipulation. But let's be honest for a moment. That is not growth. That's revenge with a vocabulary. It's revenge with a vocabulary. See, the narcissist didn't just hurt you. They taught you something dangerous, something very dangerous. That power actually comes from control. That safety comes from dominance. That winning means someone else has to lose. And if you adopt that belief, the abuse did not end. It moved in. Because now the monster doesn't stand across from you, it whispers from inside you. And that, my good friend, that's the temptation of the dark empath. Not healing, not freedom, control.
Different wounds create different stories, but control always costs the soul.
Let me say this plainly because I really need you to comprehend this. A dark empath and a narcissist do not sit on opposite sides of the table. They sit on the same side of the philosophy. Different stories, different justifications, same operating system. See, both believe people are tools or threats. Emotions are leverage. Vulnerability is weakness. Morality is flexible if you've been hurt enough. See, the narcissist says, I hurt people because I am entitled. The dark empath says, I hurt people because I was hurt. Different excuses, same outcome. See, cruelty does not become holy just because it's reactive. And this is where many survivors get trapped. Because the dark empath still scans rooms for advantage, anticipates reactions just to stay ahead, withholds truth to maintain control, feels powerful when others feel small. Tell me something. When does that end? When you are safe enough to stop? Because a healed nervous system doesn't need to dominate. It doesn't need to punish. It doesn't need to prove anything. Dark empathy keeps you in fight mode forever. Always sharp, always ready, always guarded. But in the end, that's really not strength. That's exhaustion wearing armor. And here is the most dangerous part. Becoming dark keeps the narcissist central in your story. Your identity actually becomes, I am not like who I was. I'll never be powerless again. I know how to play the game now. But healing is not about playing the game better. Healing is leaving the game entirely. You don't win against a narcissist by out manipulating them. You win by becoming unavailable to the game itself. You have to become unavailable to the game itself. Because when you become cruel to survive, you didn't reclaim your soul. You traded it for a sense of safety that never lasts.
Healing is not about winning the game. It's about realizing you never had to play.
Here's where I need you to listen carefully, very carefully. See, inside of you, there is a version that is strong, discerning, boundaried, unexploitable, emotionally intelligent. But that version is not dark, it's integrated. Integrated power does not seek revenge, it seeks alignment. Integrated power does not harden the heart, it anchors it. This version of you says no without explanation, walks away without proving a point, holds empathy without self-betrayal, does not need to punish to feel safe. They are not naive. They are not soft in the way you were before. They are rooted. And here is the line you need to tattoo on your spirit. You do not destroy the monster by becoming the monster. You destroy it by refusing to let it define who you become. See, the narcissist wants two outcomes, your obedience and your corruption. If you become cruel, they still win. Because they turned your empathy, the very thing that made you powerful, into something you are ashamed of. But empathy with boundaries is not weakness. It is being sovereign. The world does not need more dark empaths. It does not need more justified cruelty. It does not need more people who confuse power with harm. It needs people who are awake, who are grounded, who are self-loyal, ungovernable by fear, people who can say, I will never abandon myself again, and I will not poison my soul to prove that I'm strong. That is real power. That is healing. And that is church of real talk. Stay powerful. Keep healing. And I do everything that I do. Love you guys.
You don't destroy the monster by becoming it. You destroy it by refusing to abandon yourself.